Hi. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. I'm Charlie. Hi. I just kind of thought, I kind of thought I should do these vlogs things. Just because I watched this documentary and it was called like Superstar Vloggers. And these vlogger people just seem to be having lots of fun doing their vloggy things. So I thought I should give it a go, see whether it worked. Might be a bit shit in all honesty, but hey. Yeah, so, hi. I didn't really know what to do in a vlog, in all honesty, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. So I did some research into vlogs. So I watched people like Casper, Thatcher Joe, someone called Zoella. Don't know whether you've heard of them. I hadn't before going on YouTube, but these vloggers just tell you guys a little bit about themselves and seem to just have lots of followers as a result. So that's what I'm going to do, or attempt to do. So for my first vlog, I am going to tell you 10 facts about me. I mean, most people do like 50 or 100 facts, but 10 facts is going to be a struggle because there isn't really anything interesting about me. So, sorry. Okay, so here goes, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. Here are 10 facts about me. Number one, I have size 7 feet. Is that a fact? I don't really know, probably not. I mean, my feet are flat as well. I've got flat feet, like duck feet. That could be my number 2, I guess. Number 3. I really freaking love cheese. Like, cheese is a great thing. I mean, I don't really like it, but no, that's the lie. I do love it. I can't really eat it. It doesn't like me. There we go. Number 4. I have a curvature in my spine, which is really painful, and my hips are out of line, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, which is also really painful. But you know what? Who cares? Number 5. I think we're on number 5. I'm not entirely sure. Number 5. I can't count. That is another thing. That is why I gave up maths super quick. Number 6. I've just graduated, which is slightly terrifying. Number 7. I still feel like I'm like 10 years old. Maybe 15 at a push. No idea what I'm doing. Am I on number 7 now? I don't know. Have I just done number 7? Well, anyway, whatever number we're on, another fact. I really love sunflowers. Sunflowers are my favourite flower. I think they're great. Is that a fact? I don't know. Number 8. I love to travel. I just want to go travel. Number 9. If Donald Trump gets in, I will hide in a cave for the rest of my life. And number 10. I love music. And I haven't played the piano in a while, and I just thought I should start up a new activity and attempt to learn how to do the ukulele. Yeah, so I thought I should learn how to play the ukulele. Just because these vlogs are really boring, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, and I thought a jingle would be really cool, and that's what YouTubers do, right? Like, take up a new activity. So, yeah. I know 3 chords, vaguely. There's this one, and then this one, and this one. Oh, that sounds a bit shit. Yeah. Well, that's ukulele. I mean, I wanted to really impress you, but that's obviously not happened. What else can I do? I I mean, I could sing to you. Would that be weird? Maybe. I mean, probably not, because it's just me singing to camera, and that would be less nerve-wracking than singing to an actual person. So I could sing to you my favourite song, which actually is Moon River. So here we go, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. Moon River for you. Okay. Moon River, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Oh dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbow's end, waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend, the river and me. I'm really sorry, Mr. Audience, that was a bit shit, wasn't it? I've got a bit of a sore throat. Actually, I've got a very sore throat. It's really not nice. I'm taking aspirin, it's fine. But maybe I should have like a love heart. Now, love hearts are really freaking cool. I don't usually like sweets, I usually just stick to chocolate because chocolate's great. Not that I can eat that either, because it's got a load of freaking dairy in. But I just think that they're just really like colourful. Like, look, really colourful. And they say cool things on them, like best mate. Can you be my best mate, Mr. and Mrs. Audience? Because that would be really cool. And look, they've got like hearts on both sides, but like they're a different way. I don't know why they do that. It's weird, isn't it? What else? What does this one say? My angel. I mean, some of them are a bit strange what they say, but hey. Hello. Hi. You guys are great. Look. They're great. Right, so I've been thinking a lot about things, and I've been thinking that I should do a makeup tutorial, just because, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, that's what people do. And I just thought I should start with a base coat. And I'm gonna keep on going with this. A lot of people ask me what I should do when I do my makeup, because I don't usually wear a lot of makeup, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. Not all the time, at least. I just think there's no point doing that, because otherwise, like makeup becomes less special in a way. So, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, today I'm going to do quite a natural look for you, and I'm going to be using the Nude Maybelline eyeshadow palette. Very exciting stuff, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, don't know if you can see. It's all very beigey, and I just thought I should say that I start with the eyes when I do my makeup, just because I think the eyes are really important. Like, they're just how you connect with people, and if you go on a date, they're hopefully the first thing that the guy or the girl or whoever is going to look at. So always start with the eyes, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. So today I'm going to be using this very beige colour. I don't know whether you can see it, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. And I'm going to use this sponge. I'm just going to dab it like so. Actually, I'm going to use my finger, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. Basically, all you do, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, is you just stroke it across your eyelid like so. Very simple, very easy to do. And make sure you do the other eye, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, because otherwise you look like a little bit of a weirdo. But yeah, if I'm feeling brave, I will choose a different colour, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, just so that your eyes are a bit more sparkly and a bit more glamorous, you know what I'm saying? Because, hey, Now, I've decided that I'm going to be using this glittery colour. I don't know whether you can see it, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. I'm just going to put it in the corner of my eyes, like so. So, here we go. Very simple, very easy to do. And then your eyeshadow is done. How exciting is that? I hope you're very excited. I am buzzing. Now what am I going to do? I might put a little bit of mascara on. Now what a lot of people say, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, is that when you do your mascara, you're supposed to like drag your eye down, like your eyelashes down. Now I don't do that because it doesn't make your eyes like eyelashes curl or whatever, and you want them to look bright and beautiful and all that kind of jazz. So here we go. And look at this funky bottle. It's funky, isn't it? Grandma gave it to me. So I'm just going to do this. This goes on for quite some time. Make sure you don't poke your eye out. I have done that before and it's actually really painful. There we go. Doobie doobie doo. So once you've done that, and you're looking vaguely like a human being, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, I then usually do some eyeliner. Now, I'm really shit at eyeliner. Yeah, I don't usually do it. I don't like liquid eyeliner either, just because I get the shakes and stuff and it just goes a bit wrong. But I do use a pencil, and it's a very blunt pencil at the moment, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, just because, well, I don't know, I just hadn't had the time to sort that out. Here we go. Here we go. And what I do, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, is I just like, ooh, I have stuff on my face. Drag your bottom eyelid down like so, and hope for the best that you don't do anything stupid or dramatic. There we go. There we go. And once you've done your eyes, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, then go on and do some blusher. Now, a lot of people are into this whole contouring thing at the moment. I have no idea. I tend to go for quite a natural look, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, just because it's easier, takes less time, and I just think, like, sometimes a bit of funkiness is good, but if you're going for a natural look, you don't want to do that. So I'm just going to put some blusher on. Ugh, yum. And do the fish face. That is one good tip. Do the fish face. Right, now I'm kind of feeling that I should put on some red lipstick. Now I wouldn't usually wear that on a date because it usually just goes everywhere, just from experience. But one good tip is to start with some not eye pencil, what the fuck am I talking about? Some lipstick pencil. And just like trace around your lips like so. Oopsie daisy. Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, I might have to edit this bit out because it's taken me quite some time. Makeup always takes me forever, I'm not sure why. That'll do. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. So, it got me thinking, doing my makeup, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, that a lot of people expect you to wear makeup all the time. I'm not entirely sure why, that's a thing. Just is, isn't it? Just is a thing. But it also got me thinking about this Facebook picture that I have on my profile. I don't usually use my Facebook, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, but I decided I would change my profile picture because that's what cool people do. And actually this picture, I'm going to try and show it to you. It probably won't load up. But this picture has got like loads of likes, and I've only got like 300 friends. And like half those people I don't even know. But these people have liked this photo, and it's basically, this photo is just a picture, a selfie of me. And that kind of made me feel a bit weird because, number one, I'm not doing anything interesting, so why have they liked that photo? And number two, like, I don't know, like, I'm just sitting on my own with a camera, and that seemed kind of like a bit sad in a way. But they've still liked this photo. I'm not even like climbing Kilimanjaro or like swimming an ocean or something. It's just me. I'm not even partying. Mr. and Mrs. Audience. But that's okay, right? Like, you don't have to party all the time. I mean, I don't really drink. Actually, no, that is a lie. I've started drinking again, which is not good for my health. But yeah, I don't really like parties, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. And a lot of like people are like, well, you've just moved into a new house, so you should like host a really, really cool party. And I'm like, maybe not. Because one, I'm going to have to pay for all the alcohol, which is money that I don't actually have right now. Maybe in years' time. And then number two, I just don't want to deal with loads of drunk people, you know what I'm saying? Like, that just seems... it just seems like pointless. But what is not pointless, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, what is not pointless is living on your own, because living on your own is actually really cool. And I just thought, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, I just kind of thought that I should spend a vlog talking to you about living on your own. Because before I moved into this house, I actually went to boarding school. And so I've been so used to being like constantly surrounded by people, constantly, and so it felt a bit weird just moving into this house all by myself. Like, I was living with like 27 other people like all the time. I'd like hear them snoring, laughing, like crying, and so to live on my own and not have like constant people for the first time was really, really daunting. But actually, it's actually really cool, and I thought, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, I'm going to do a vlog to kind of like tell you guys about living on your own and the best reasons for living on your own. So, are we all ready? Number one, best reason for living on your own is that you can dance around in your underwear to Whitney Houston or Earth, Wind and Fire or Stevie Wonder, and no one is there to see your jiggly bits. Like, that's really, really, really liberating. I'm not going to lie. You should give it a go. Number two, you can fart wherever you want. Like, that makes me sound like a really gross human being, but let's be honest, everyone does that. Like, that's just a thing. Let's just all admit it. Number three, I can eat whatever I want, whenever I want. So if I just really want a tub of Ben & Jerry's, I can just eat it all. Number four, I can like watch TV whenever I want. Like, I don't really watch a lot of TV, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, but having to no longer argue over the TV remote with my sibling is pretty freaking great. And number five, last but no means least, is that I can come back at random hours of the evening and not worry if I'm like bringing some guy back or some girl back or whatever and making too much noise, because I don't have any housemates. And also I can get up at random hours of the day too. Like, I tend not to sleep, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, it's kind of a thing. And so if I want to get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning and do some yoga, I can totally do that because I live on my own. So, you should try it, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. And maybe you should like comment and let me know like if you've had any experience of living on your own, because I know like it is quite a daunting thing. But maybe if we just all share our experiences, that would be super cool. super cool. I have kind of been lying though, not gonna lie, like just a little bit. I mean, I do live with someone, and his name is Syzygy. Say hey to Syzygy. Now there's a really long story about this bear, and it's kind of embarrassing because I am like a 21-year-old, and I have a bear, but that is nothing to be ashamed of, Mrs. Audience, and I just thought I should do a vlog just to tell you why. So I had a bit of a moment, a breakdown, a couple of years ago, just because that's what I do sometimes, and my mum was really worried this time, so she kind of came down to Egham, and we had a cup of tea and a catch up, which was lovely. And then out the back of her car, she brought this little fella, and I was like, oh my god, mum, like, I'm 21, please don't do that, that's just really embarrassing. She was like, no, you need a companion, Charlie. And I was like, okay. And she was like, I'm not leaving until you take it. So I had to take the teddy bear, and this teddy bear, Mrs. Audience, is great. He is amazing, and I want to tell you why. He will willingly share my bed. Like, he just doesn't like pester you for sex, or he just doesn't mind if you like cry into him at all, really. And it doesn't matter if I get like mascara all down him. Like, that doesn't matter either. Which is great, and he doesn't judge you if you are eating too much Ben and Jerry's. So yeah, I'm glad you have met Mr. Syzygy. He's a great bear. I'm just going to put him at the side there. There we go. Oh, I'm going to get my stuff, Mrs. Audience. Whew. This is exciting, isn't it? I should probably talk about something at this point. I mean, maybe I should play with the camera a bit more. Maybe I should just like do some funky stuff with it, because I still haven't worked it out, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. Like, I still think that I should like practice a little bit more with it. But hey, let's give this one a go. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. So, Mr. and Mrs. Audience, hiya. You guys have actually been commenting on my vlogs, which I didn't actually think you would, in all honesty, because, I mean, I was a bit shaky at the start, let's be honest. So, I thought I would just spend a vlog appreciating the fact that you guys have been commenting on these vlogs. So I've written a few down here on these lovely little bits of paper, and I'm just going to read some out, if that's okay with you guys. So here we go. So there's someone called Beatrice. Hey Beatrice, with a Z. Beatrice with a Z says, who else is forever wishing that they could be Charlie's friend? Imagine all the movie and pizza nights. That would be so cool if we could be friends, Beatrice. I mean, I do really like pizza, but there is a slight problem because I can't actually eat gluten or dairy. But we can still totally be friends, and I do love watching a movie, so let's do it. Who else? Georgie. Hi, Georgie. Georgie says, I've been looking forward to this. I've missed your vlogs so much. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Oh, that's really cute of you to say, Georgie. I'm glad that you've been looking forward to my vlogs. That's really, really cool. Shannon says, I'm not sure if anyone else thinks this, but I'm obsessed with Charlie's eyes. They are so gorgeous. That's like really sweet of you. I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about my makeup and not my actual eyes, because if you are, I actually did a makeup vlog a couple of vlogs ago, so check it out and get the look. Who else? Sammy. I don't know how to explain this in just a paragraph, but you are my biggest inspiration and I love you so much, and you are so gorgeous, and you are always in such a great mood. You help. Wow, that's like a big thing to say, Sammy. And I really appreciate it that you said that to me. And you know what? I think I should say thank you to you guys as well. Thank you for being here, because you didn't have to be here. Who else? Alexandra says, Charlie uploads a video equals drops everything. Hope you didn't drop anything on your toe, Alexandra. Maybe I should edit that out. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. It was a terrible joke. And Omar says, such a great day when Charlie posts star emoji. That's great to hear, Omar. And I'm loving the star emoji. Emojis are great. Great, great, great. So, those are my comments, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. And that's basically me done for this vlog. I think I'm going to keep going with this, Mr. and Mrs. Audience. So, what you need to do is get subscribing down there somewhere, and like this video, and get all of your friends to watch it, because that would be super cool. Anyways, over and out. Much love from Charlie. Woohoo!